Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 5 February 2026, Thursday night at 9. That means it's time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and a knife sale we shall have. It is a monster. We got to move it. Before we get to the thick of things, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale, which I will post on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description so you can peruse them at your leisure. Very, very important, especially if you're new, to read the terms closely so there are no surprises. Also in the description under this video, you're going to see 3 links at the very top. The first one is called A Primer for Buyers. It is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you're new, please watch that video. It'll explain how things work and why every Thursday night. And if you know what's going on, it'll make your purchase experience go much more smoothly. So in the description, you will see that Primer for Buyers link, and then FAQs for Consignors, which is a long video explaining how this process all works from the consignor's perspective. And the third link is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. Great time to send in knives for sharpening. Backlog is low, just about 2 weeks. Kind of where I'd like to keep it. But feel free to load me up. I'll sharpen faster. And then at the bottom, underneath the 3 links and the terms, you're going to see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps down the left side, pricing down the right. Now, in that pricing column, you are generally going to see 2 prices. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The one on the right is its price as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be next day sharpening this week for those of you who want that, for the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened this evening. If you fall outside the first 4, not to worry. As I said, backlog is low, just about 2 weeks. So you won't have to wait long for your sharpened knife. Now, if you see the word sold, all caps, exclamation point, in lieu of pricing for any given item, that means it's been bought and paid for by its new owner. So no need to send an I'll take it or an inquiry about anything marked sold. That is it for the housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you now, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First off, we got some leftovers from last week we need to work through. The first comes to us from the Pena X series of knives. It's the Barlow number 3 front flipper, covered in stunning burlap micarta. So it's a modern folder and a ball-bearing front flipper, but paying homage to the classic Barlow traditional slip joint. This one constructed a little differently. I love the way the screws are finished on these, by the way. A little bit of a blue anno on what appear to be proprietary titanium Torx fasteners. Pretty cool. The scales are 1 piece of titanium on each side milled out to receive those canvas micarta, or those burlap micarta covers. Backspacer, solid titanium. Pocket clip, right hand tip up, milled titanium. It is a titanium bolster lock with a steel inserted lock bar. It flips by the front. It is a full height hollow ground sheep's foot blade with a good looking swedge in M390. Blade length 2 15/16, handle 3 3/4. You will notice some very fine hairlines as you near that top shoulder. This knife is actually cut stuff. Those look like cardboard hairline scratches. Nothing to worry about. You just need to know they're there. Lock up, rock solid. There's your engagement. Ball bearing action, silky smooth. Centering is dead perfect. We'll call it near mint in box. This model is out of stock. When it was available, had a web retail price of $394. We ran it at 190 last week, down to 175 for the weekend. This week, 165 like it is, 190 with my edge on that M390 blade. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Pena X Series Barlow number 3 front flipper. Next up, we have sort of a sister knife from Pena X Series. This is the Raptor in burlap micarta. So same basic construction as the Barlow number 3. Solid titanium scales milled out to accept the burlap micarta, solid titanium backspacer, milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip, and a titanium bolster lock with a steel lock face insert. A front flipper even I can do. Got sort of a modified sheep's foot on this one. Great looking blade. Very high hollow grind. M390 blade. 2 13/16 is your blade length. 3 3/4 is your handle length. There's your lock engagement. Rock solid. Ball bearings beautifully smooth. They feel ceramic. Centering is perfect. Condition, near mint to like new in box. They are out of stock, new. High 300s were their web retail when new. Sold listings on eBay for the Raptor in burlap between $205 and $234. We ran this one last week at $195, did not sell, dropped it to $180 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's go $170 on this one. Like it is, $195 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Pena X Series Raptor. Oh, so close. Front flipper. Next, we have a knife that's going to come in a heavily padded canvasy pouch. It is from Hoback Knives. It is the Black Stallion Warhorse. Blade material is CPM crew wear. Whole knife in battle-worn gray finish. And here is the beast. So it looks like kind of a dark gray PVD that's been scuffed. A la battle worn, right? Pocket clip is titanium. It is ambidextrous tip up. The knife opens with a flipper and rides on ball bearings. There's your blade, and you can kind of see that battle worn finish a little better on the blade. It's kind of a short tanto. Nice high flat grind. Blade length is 3 inches. Handle is 4 13/16. Plenty of real estate. You can creep forward on it. The lock is a titanium frame lock at 3 o'clock. It does have a steel lock face insert and the Hoback, a rolling detent. So you can adjust the detent, how it engages the hole. It's perfect the way it is. Flipping action is awesome. Lockup is beautiful and nicely engaged. Rock solid. Blade centering, bang on. Condition of this knife is near mint, no box, with COA. Long discontinued, not a stock. One recent sale on Arizona Custom Knives did $565. We ran this one at $375 last Thursday, down to $350 last weekend. It is still here. This week's price, $325 like it is. $350 with an TheApostleP edge on that Tonto Crewwear blade. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. That is the Hoback Black Stallion Warhorse. Next, we have one from Bradford, USA. I thought it was kind of a special one. Apparently last week you guys didn't agree. Note that the knife will come in a beautifully made, folded over Kydex sheath, large drainage hole, beautiful thumb break. The blade is in, what do they call this? Black stonewatch, they call it. 3V, CPM 3V to be exact. Nice drop point, high saber grind. It looks like 5/32 stock. Now this has the full natural canvas micarta scales, not the tiny scales that stop about here. So when you measure the blade length to the beginning of the scale, you're going to get 4 1/16. And then from the front of the scale to the butt of the knife, 5 inches. Just beautifully done. Nice run of jimping. It looks like it might be rounded off from the tumbling process, but it's really quite grippy. Lots of Coke bottle in that handle. It is super comfortable. Condition is like new in the box. These are currently available new for just the knife in the Scout Carry leather sheath at $259. Now you pay a little bit extra, 30 or 40 bucks to get that Kydex. So you'd be bumping up against 300 if you went to your favorite web-based knife dealer to buy one of these. We ran this one last week at 200 bucks. Didn't sell, dropped it to 185 for the weekend. Still here. This week's price, 175. Guys, that is an absolute steal on that knife. The Guardian 4.5 from Bradford Knives. And zero rattle. Next up, this knife is just going to come in a Ziploc bag, no box. It is from Fiddleback Forge and a very squared away package, guys. This leather sheath is gorgeous. You have a fire steel loop. You can go high ride belt carry. You can drop it down with the dangle. Holds the knife beautifully. And here it is. It is the Bushcraft Karda from Fiddleback, a Carver Whittler fixed blade, A2 steel. Looks like, I'm going to say 3/32 stock, maybe 100 thousandths. Beautifully ground. You got your spalted flats. The A2 blade is 2 9/16 inches in length. And then the work of art is the handle. Beautiful black palm, lime green and thick black liners. You have your double wall lanyard hole, black pins, just stunning in the hand. In a variety of grips. It just looks like it wants to go and make a little piece of wood into something beautiful. Like new, no box, out of stock at $340 web retail if you want to buy a new one. Sold listings on eBay for similarly finished Fiddlebacks in similar sizes between $285 and $337. We ran this one last week at $250, didn't sell, dropped it down to $230 for the weekend, and it's still here. Let's go $210 like it is, $230 with an ApostleP edge. Did I mention how fine the point is on this thing? It's stunningly skinny at the tip. Beautiful, beautiful knife. That is the Bushcraft Karda from Fiddleback. Next, we have the Civivi Orthrus, model C20037 Bravo-1 with the black G10 contoured handle. It has a tech lock that I just dropped on the floor, which you could swap out versus the Ulti clip that is currently mounted to this Kydex sheath. Beautiful little package, no rattle. Nice thumb break. How many cutting edges do we see here? Well, let's hold it this way so you can see the serrated portion. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a beautiful sort of tumbled black finish on the blade. Don't know exactly what coating. Looks like DLC. There's your contoured G10 scales. It is a ringtail. I would say it's a full tang knife, but it's really not because it looks like a straight fixed blade, and it is. And then you can do that with it. So it's like a button lock fixed blade. Interesting. You know, I forgot the blade steel. Look at last week's video. It's nothing exotic. I must have hit backspace when I didn't mean to. Son of a gun. Anyway, 3 11/16 blade, 4 1/4 inch handle, near mint to like new in box. These are currently out of stock. When they were available, they were $115 retail. You can still buy a new one on the Civivi website. Got to make sure I get this in here right. Must not be that way. There we go. Anyhow, the Civivi website has them in stock for $135. We offered this one last week at $80, didn't sell. Dropped it to $70, still here. Let's go $60 this week. No need to sharpen. The Civivi Orthrus semi-fixed blade. Next up. Ooh, guys, I can't believe you guys napped on this one. From Great Eastern Cutlery and the Tidioute cutlery line, we have a 130124, a 13 whip with the single Wharncliffe blade in Coco. Just look at that handsome devil, would ya? I mean, really. Oh. Plain nickel silver bolsters. Coco covers. Nice little beauty knot right there. Corset shield. Single Wharncliffe blade. Skinny and luscious. Oh, so good. Closed length is 3 3/4. Pull weight, I'm going to call it a 6.5. Beautiful walk and talk. Perfectly centered. Condition we will call near mint to like new in tube. Out of stock, 2024 production. 13 whips. Sold listings on eBay in similar covers. I don't know that I found a Coco. Between $155 and $221. We ran this one last week at $150. Didn't sell, dropped it to $140. Still here. Oh, guys, your price this week, $130 and $150 with my edge. The 13 whip in Coco from Great Eastern Cutlery. Make sure you indicate the whip in your I'll take it, because we have a sister knife coming up later that's not a whip. Next. I was kind of shocked this one didn't sell as well. Another GEC from the Tidioute line. It's the 15 Urban Jack. And there he is, Urban Jack, right there on the tube label. Model 153224 in elderberry jig bone. And you're even going to get an Urban Jack button. Here's the knife. 3 1/2 inches in closed length. Beautiful peach seed jigging on that elderberry bone. You get the big Urban Jack bow tie shield. Nickel, silver, and brass. Lanyard tube. Main sheep's foot. With old Urban Jack there, looking at you. Pull weight, kind of light on this one, about a 5.5. But beautiful walk and talk. Centered beautifully. And your secondary implement is called a bar tool. Mustache comb, I guess. Or maybe you could, slice your avocado that you're going to mash up for your guac. I don't know. Anyway, beautiful. Condition, near mint to like new in tube with button, out of stock. 2024 built knife. One sold listing on eBay for this exact configuration in an Urban Jack. It did $236 shipped. We ran this one last week at $170, and it's a beautiful example. Didn't sell, dropped to $160 for the weekend. Still here. Your price this week, $150. Like it is, $165 with my edge. the 15 Urban Jack in elderberry from Great Eastern Cutlery. Next up, another leftover from last week. It is a GEC Northfield unexcelled pocket knife, premium pocket knife. The old Sheffield Jack, model 392222 in Pioneer bone. And you're going to get a button with this one as well. A gorgeous little curved handled jack. There is your Pioneer bone. Nice match. Double-lined nickel silver bolsters, brass liners, oval shield. Closed length on the 39 is 3 7/16. I have a main spear, polished Northfield etch, or unexcelled etch, long pull cut swedge. Pulls at about a 7. Beautiful walk and talk. Secondary front-mounted pen blade. Beautiful. Centering. Very, very close. Let's see, why did I call it very, very close? I'm going to say both blades favor the top ever so slightly. Condition you're meant to like new in tube with button. They are, of course, out of stock new. Just one sole listing for this exact configuration in eBay. That knife did $245 shipped. We ran this one last week at $195, didn't sell, dropped it to $180 for the weekend. This week's price, $170 like it is, $195 with an Apostle-P edge on both blades. Next day sharpening available if you're one of the first 4. The 39 Sheffield Jack, old Sheffield Jack from Great Eastern Cutlery. Next, we have a Great Eastern Cutlery knife from the Northfield Unexcelled Premium Pocket Knives line, featuring the jigged American cattle bone from the GEC Boneworks, a 48 Slim Trapper model 488224 in antique yellow jigged bone that will come with the unexcelled jigged American cattle bone button. Here's the knife. The 48 is just a stunning pattern. This features double-line nickel silver bolsters, plain nickel silver end caps, and a federal shield. Beautiful jigged bone. 3 7/8 closed length. Main blade is a muskrat clip with a cut swedge in satin with a beautiful Northfield unexcelled etch. It pulls at a 6.5. Walk and talk, slightly hydraulic, but beautiful. Lots of spring on that big long pen blade. Blade centering on this one, we'll call perfect. Condition you're meant to like new in tube with button. Might have been in the pocket once or twice. They're, of course, out of stock. Sold listings on eBay for similarly covered 48s with this blade set between $170 and $220. We ran this one last week at $170. Didn't sell, went to $155 for the weekend. Still here. This week's price, $145 like it is, $170 with an Apostle-P edge. The 48 Slim Trapper from GEC's Northfield line. That'll bring us to our last leftover from last week. You guys are killing me on this one. Such a beautiful knife. A Northfield. Looky there. Who's that? That's old Ben Hogan in the boat. We have the Ben Hogan Bullet, model 651122, an Indian paintbrush jigged bone. You're going to get a Northfield unexcelled Bullet button. And this knife in stunning Indian paintbrush red, beautiful nickel silver unexcelled Bullet shield, the canoe bolster, but triple lined and pinched in nickel silver, plain end cap, brass liners, closed length, 4 9/16, not a tiny knife. And the main blade and the only blade is this stunning clip point, long pull, cut swedge, polished, unexcelled etch. Pull weight, I wrote 7. It might be 6.5. Beautiful walk and talk. I called the centering very close. I'm going to say it favors the top side ever so slightly. Condition, near mint, maybe like new. In tube with button. Let's see, they're of course out of stock, built in 2022. Sold listings on eBay for this exact configuration between $153 and $190. We ran this one at $160 last week, didn't sell. Went to $150 for the weekend, still here. Your price this week, $140, like it is $160, with my edge on that big old blade. The 65 Ben Hogan bullet from Great Eastern. Next up, we shall move on to the fresh stuff from this week. Another one from Great Eastern, and it's a Tidioute. It's the model 130224 Clerk in Coco. There it is. Remember I told you I had a sister knife to the 13 whip, and I do. Somebody probably ought to just buy both of them. Look at that Coco. Pretty blonde for Coco, but still stunning. 3 3/4 inches closed. Plain nickel silver bolsters and a corset shield, brass pins, brass liners. Main blade is that stunning Wharncliffe with a little owl creeping out on it. Secondary blade on the opposite end of the sort of half Congress pattern. Little pen blade. Great walk and talk. Pull weight, I'm going to call it a 6.5. Both blades beautifully aligned in their congressing resting place. 0 rub. No evidence of rub on either blade. Beautiful. Near mint in tube. Out of stock, of course, 2024 production. Didn't find a 2-blade Clerk, I don't think, with Coco in eBay sold listings because I wrote similar. So other similar covers. Sold listings between $155 and $221. Let's offer this one at $150 like it is. $175 with an ApostleP edge. Just a gorgeous Sunday go-to-meeting pocket knife. Next, we have another Great Eastern Cutlery Tidioute knife. Oh, it's just a 47 Viper 470123 in Gabon ebony. Why would anybody want that? Or that? I don't know. Be prepared, boys. Oh my. Oh my. There she is. Beautiful Gabon ebony. Big, bold, broad federal shield. Plain nickel silver bolster, bare end and a lanyard tube, brass liners. And then you have this stunning Wharncliffe blade, the Viper edge. One thing about Vipers, my old buddy Randy Johnson said years ago he prefers the Tidioute Vipers because they're more pinchable. You don't have the cut swedge that encroaches into this area you want to pinch. Anyway, 7 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Absolutely perfect centering. Near mint to like new, in tube, with button. By the way, they're 3 7/8 closed. They're, of course, out of stock. This knife built in 2023. Sold listings for this exact configuration of a Viper between $262 and $333. That's sold listings shipped. I can't imagine you're going to find a nicer one than this one. Your price, $240 like it is, $255 with my edge. The 47 Viper in Gabon ebony from Great Eastern Cutlery. Next up, oh man, we've sold a few of these over the last couple years. This, I think, is the nicest one we've ever had. From Great Eastern Cutlery's Northfield line, we have an 81 Coon Skinner, model 818222, in Snakewood, classified D for deluxe, probably by the retailer. Maybe Mike Latham, I don't know for sure. You'll see why. Here it is. Man, that's a sophisticated pattern, isn't it? It is a serpentine Stockman handle pattern, right? But it's an equal end, opposite end jack in this configuration because we have dueling muskrat clips. Beautiful elongated bomb shield and absolutely stunning snakewood. And, you know, the difference in value for knives like this, this model specifically, is always going to be, how's the snakewood, right? It's hard to find beautiful snakewood on pieces this small. And they sure did on this one. My goodness gracious. So both blades will be on cam tangs. And beautiful pull and walk and talk for cam tangs, by the way. Let me give this a wipe. Okay. Oh, man. Look at that. Beautiful drawn swedge. Match striker nail nick. That's pretty good walk and talk for a cam tang knife from GEC. Let's wipe this one too. There's your secondary. Same blade, same match striker nail nick. But what I want you to look at here is the lack of rub marks. On the secondary blade, there's like nothing. And if we pull the main blade, you're going to see slightest evidence of having rubbed. And it's right by, there it is, right there. That's the least rub I've ever seen on one of these. The pull weight, 7. Perfect walk and talk, and the most perfect blade alignment I've ever seen on one of these. So we'll say near mint to like new in tube. Sold listings on eBay. Big range because of what I was talking about. You know, there's blah snakewood and there's stunning snakewood. This would be stunning. So the sold listings on eBay range between $162 and $275. We're going to go $195 on this one, $225 if you'd like me to sharpen both blades, and next day sharpening is available. The 81 Coon Skinner in Snakewood from Great Eastern Cutlery. By the way, 4 inches closed length. Not a small knife. Next up, more Great Eastern. This one from the Tidioute line. Model 92219. It's a 92 Eureka jack in elderberry jig bone. Yeah. That's pretty fancy for a Tidioute, don't you think, with that big sort of tapered gimp shield? Plain nickel silver bolsters and end caps, brass liners. Great looking elderberry jig bone with a large peach seed pattern. Closed length is 3 11/16. Main blade is a spear point in the front. Just basic, right? Drawn swedge, full satin, no etch. Secondary blade is coping blade. And the beautiful thing about the Eureka is how that back spring wraps all the way around to here to take up some of that blade well for the short secondary blade. I just love that. Pull weight is light, 5, maybe 5.5, but still beautiful walk and talk. Let's do it Mike Latham style. And the blade centering on both blades is close. Let's see, why did I say close? Yeah. The main blade favors the top. The secondary blade maybe does too. Condition will be near mint to like new in tube. They're out of stock, of course. 2019 production, so long sold out. Only one sold listing on eBay for this exact configuration of a 92 Eureka. That knife did $243 shipped. We'll offer you this one at $175 like it is. $200 with my edge, the 92 Eureka Jack in elderberry jig bone from Great Eastern Cutlery. Next up. Well, what do we have here? We have the first of just 2 tonight from How About the Truth? This one is it's just a Northwoods Fremont Jack in Killer Stag. SFO for Derek Bone, proprietor of Knife Ship Free in Northwoods Knives back in the day. I remember we featured this knife, Steve and I did, we did a traditional knives anthology video that featured this knife, and Steve had me sharpen it. That was like, I don't know, 10 years ago. It's never been used to cut anything since then. Unobtainium. You can't find this knife anywhere. Are you ready? Oh my. All steel construction, by the way. Polished bolsters and end caps. Your Northwoods shield and that stag. It is gnarly and beautiful and does not get worse on the pile side. Oh my Lord. 3 3/4 closed length, 1095 blade. Saber ground Warncliffe with the heat treat scale left on the flats. It's got a scary sharp ApostleP edge. You may see, you may see some fine hairlines just from wiping the blade. There's so much preservative on here, I just can't get it to quit smudging. So pull is a 7, just a standard 7. Does the Roadrunner wobble at half stop? But there is no blade wobble, right? And because of that sort of heavier stock saber ground blade, you get a nice click at open and a nice thunk at closed. Centering is perfect. Near mint. I don't have a plastic baggie, but I do have a Main Street pocket slip from Knife Ship Free. You can tell how early this is because they didn't stamp them Northwoods when they ran these. So either the first or the second run. Just beautiful. So yeah, there are no Stag Fremonts currently available on eBay or recently sold. There was, however, one sold listing for a giraffe bone, much, much later run of the Fremont. That knife did $850 shipped. This is in stunning stag. Your price $795 like it is. No need to sharpen. The Northwoods Fremont Jack in stag with an ApostleP edge. Okay, guys, if you thought that was exciting, I think this is more exciting. We have a long tube that says Northfield Unexcelled Premium Pocket Knives. Uh-oh, what do we have here? We have a genuine stag label. that tells us the knife was made in 2013, and it is a, what? Prototype? What is it? Well, it's just a 6411113. Like, there's too many numbers there, I think. LBSG. It is the legendary Babylon Hill lockback swing guard in genuine stag and a prototype. What? Let's see what Steve has to say. The only prototype. Only 20 more were serialized. It is the Babylon Hill Special. Rear label is the COA. Shield comes as a hat pin. So back in these days, Bill Howard was putting shields on stag, but if it was really beautiful, the shield came as a hat pin. How cool is that? This was a star in an Apostle Pete Traditional Knives anthology video. Some of the finest stag ever. Steve says great texture, color matching, and so form fitted. Want to see the knife? I bet you do. Well, here it is. Oh. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Want to see the other side? Yeah. I don't think it gets any better than this, guys. 6 times lined bolsters. Plain end caps in nickel silver. Liners are brass. You got a lockback. And then you have this. Ready? Watch. Watch it. Yes. Oh. Satin blade. Long pull with looks like a little preservative in the recess. Oh, well. Cut swedge. Man. And here's the bonus. Most GEC lockbacks have blade play, usually vertical. 0 vertical, 0 side to side. Very nice free blade. Are you kidding me? How's the blade centering? Well, let's take a look. I wrote perfect. Guys, that is a grail to any GEC collection. There is no cooler GEC to have. Oh, by the way, I believe the tang stamp will say TIW, Titusville Ironworks, built in, when was it built? 2013? Dang, are you guys, look at that thing, man. Anyway, your price, there is no reference. Your price is $825 and probably a buy at $825. $845 if you want me to sharpen it. Don't do that. Tuck it away. That's the GEC Northfield 64 Babylon Hill Lockback Swing Guard in stunning stag from Great Eastern Cutlery. No. Next, we have another Great Eastern Cutlery Northfield offering. This, the 83 Tascosa Model 831121LB in dark brewed jigged bone. How about that? You got your tapered gimp shield. You got triple line nickel silver bolsters, lanyard tube and a bare end, brass liners, and a little lockback. The blade will be a clip point with a long pull and a cut swedge and a Northfield edge, polished. Closed length, I didn't measure. It's about what, 3 3/8, 3 7/16? This has normal GEC blade play. Very, very slight vertical. Not really any side play. blade centering is going to favor the bottom side slightly. Near mint in tube, out of stock. This is crazy. There are no sold listings on eBay. There are a bunch of current listings. Maybe from the same seller. They want between $328 and $398 shipped. That's insane. Your price for this one, and such a beautiful little gents folder or a lady's purse knife, right? Fingerprint. $180 like it is, $200 sharpened on the 83 Tascosa Northfield from GEC. Next up is our last Great Eastern Cutlery offering tonight. It's a Tidioute. It's the 86 Oilfield Jack. And you're going to get a button. Model 861219 in sucker rod wood. Sucker rod wood. And it's kind of the one to have, right? Because it's the Oilfield Jack. The history of the sucker rod wood is pretty cool. I won't go into it because we got a lot to do tonight. Anyway, everything is satin or matte finished. The nickel silver bolsters, end caps, and the wrench shield. You got brass pins, brass liners. Standard Jack beefy, right? I got to turn the page. Three and 7/8 inches closed. The main blade is an all-business clip point. Drawn swedge and a nail nick. Little tiny bit of recurve. That walks and talks. Secondary blade. I could call it a coping, or I could call it a little sheep's foot with the Patty's Potato Peelers etch. Pull weight. I wrote 8, but I'm going to say 7.5. Centering is very, very close. Let's see. Both blades very slightly favor the top as you're looking at it. Other than just storage scuffing in the satin finish, the knife's perfect, right? So near mint, in tube, with button. They're out of stock. They were built 7 years ago. Sold listings on eBay for 86 OFJs in this configuration between $213, which was for a well-used dog, all the way up to $443. Sold, shipped, price. Your price for this one, $225 like it is, $255 with an ApostleP edge. If you're going to own an 86 for the collection, this is the one because of the cool story about the wood. Next up, we have reached the Victorinox portion of tonight's sale. We're going to start it off with the knife I teased you with yesterday. It's a Cadet in teal. I don't know that I would call that teal, but that's what they call it. A-lock scales, of course, 83 millimeters closed length. You got a split ring. You got a spear point. You got a small screwdriver with a can opener. Large screwdriver with a cap lifter and wire cutter. And a fingernail tool. Whoops. Pull weight's a 6. Cam tangs, of course. Beautiful walk and talk. Beautiful alignment. I'm going to call it near mint, no box. Discontinued, out of stock. One sold listing on eBay did $80 shipped. This one can be yours all in. Shipped priority mail. $60 like it is. $75 with my edge. The Cadet in teal from Victorinox. Next up. Wow. Looky here. We have another Cadet in olive green A-locks. 83 millimeters closed length. Split ring. Spear point that pulls at a 6. Small screwdriver and a can opener. Large screwdriver, cap lifter, wire cutter, and a fingernail tool. Another one near mint. I'd call it like new if it had a box, but it doesn't. So anyway, Beautiful. They're out of stock also. Sold listings on eBay range between $74 and $111 for the olive green. This one, yours for $60 like it is, $75 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available. The Olive Cadet from Victorinox. Next up. Oh my goodness. That, my friends, is a Victorinox Farmer in orange A-locks on the 91mm chassis, split ring, main spear, small screwdriver can opener, large screwdriver cap lifter wire cutter, and a saw. And guys, these Victorinox saws are no joke. I'm telling you what, they're no joke. This is apparently an unused, uncarried knife. No box, though. So we'll call it near mint, no box. Unobtainium. Can't find one of these anywhere. Your price, $65 like it is, $85 with an ApostleP edge. The Farmer in orange from Victorinox. Next up, oh my. I just want you to look at this right here. This plastic bag, I cut open to make this video. This is the TNP Cadet matched pair serial number 176. Neither this bag nor either one of these boxes had ever been opened before I made this video. So, the Nuttin' Fancy Project commissioned these special cadets. They are in 3D machined smooth satin G10 with the TNP channel logo, one in orange, one in blue. 83mm frame, spear, small, large, and a fingernail tool. And there's where you're going to find your TNP etch, number 176 of 200, built February of 2022. Let's check this one. 176 of 200, built February of 22. They're obviously like new in the box because I opened the box. Let's see. They're out of stock, of course. I found one sold listing on eBay for just the orange knife. It did $125 shipped. Your price for the pair, $150 plus $15 each to sharpen. Again, these should not be your user cadets, I don't think. But anyway, so I would not sharpen them, just saying. Something else right there. Okay, next up, we are at the Rob's Pick tonight. And what a stunner this is. It doesn't look like much from the box, does it? Just a cold steel Recon 1 Tonto, right? No big deal. But wait, what? S35 VN, yeah, we've seen that too, right? But what? Tonto point OD green handle, copper blade? What? Are you kidding me? I don't know if I've ever had a cold steel as the Rob's Pick, but I couldn't help it. When I took this knife out of the box, frankly, there was some tape goo and some stuff on the blade finish, and I don't know if that's Cerakote or what it is, but it's very copper looking, right? And I started cleaning, and I thought, I don't know. But it all came off. Guys, that is fairly an unmolested coating. S35 VN, blade length 3 15/16, handle 5 3/8. This is coarse OD green G10. It is a triad lock. Locks up beautifully. Nice and free on the phosphor bronze and Teflon cocktail of washers. Centering's beautiful. Yeah. How's the lockup? The lockup's perfect. Discontinued, out of stock, unobtainium, can't find one, recently sold or for sale. Gotta be worth 125 bucks. I'm gonna be demoralized and dejected if you guys don't snap this one up quick. I might be so demoralized and dejected that I just buy it and keep it. It's stunning. The Recon 1 Tonto in OD, copper, and S35 from Gold Steel. Next up, ooh, you don't see these come along very often. From our friends in Golden, Colorado, USA Earth, Spyderco Knives, we have a knife by way of Seki City, Japan. It's just a C11 GPFG Delica. What could be the big deal about that? Well, it's kind of a big deal because it's scaled in foliage green G10. It is a G10 fully hafted Seki City Delica. Yeah. FFG, full flat ground VG10 blade, 2 15/16 inches long, the handle 4 3/16. You guys probably know those dimensions in your sleep. It's beautiful. Lockup, dead rock solid. About the normal amount of blade resistance. Beautiful centering. Condition, near mint in box. Discontinued and out of stock. Sold listings on eBay range between $141 and $258 for this model. Your price for this one, $125 all in, shipped priority mail, $145 with an Apostle P edge, and next day sharpening is available. The Delica FFG G10 in foliage green from Spyderco. Next up, I dropped a knife. I did. I done did it. Next up, we have one from Heretic Knives. What is it? Well, the model number is like father, like son. H027-8A-BOUNTY. It is the Manticore E Bounty Hunter. Tonto in battle black and camo carbon. What on earth do we have here? Well, looky there. It looks very Marfione, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks very Boba Fett with the aqua or light teal hard anodized aluminum frame that's distressed, the yellow distressed button, the red distressed clip, milled titanium right hand. But look at the cap. It is fat carbon. I don't remember what the name of that fat carbon is, but anyway. I got some yellows, some greens, some red in there, which makes sense, doesn't it? How well does that go together? Let's see what we got here. Button effort, I'm going to call it medium. Tumbled DLC blade and Magna Cut. Blade length is 3 3/16. The handle's 4 3/16. That's very efficient blade to handle ratio. Even got a little discreet, looks like a carbide ball glass breaker in the tail end of the knife. 100% reliable. How cool is that? Not only is it cool, but it's a usable knife with that Tonto. So we'll say near mint to like new in box. Who could tell if it wasn't, right? They're available new. You just find your favorite Microtech dealer online and pony up $549 plus tax, and you can own one of these. Or buy this one, $350 all in, shipped priority mail, $380 with my edge. The Manticore E Tonto Bounty Hunter from Heretic. Super cool. Next, this is interesting. I didn't know quite what to expect when I opened this box. It says Chavez Knives. What does it not say? It does not say Ultramar. but it does say, made in Pleasant Grove, Utah. We got a real Chavez. So I was pretty excited when I opened the box, but my excitement, I wouldn't say it disappeared, but I don't know, it went away a little bit. I thought, well, this is cool. I have a Blanchard ground hard anodized aluminum handle, which is a super cool visual texture. I got a Chavez clip, the Mick Jagger skull, and I got an OTF automatic. I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be a little stubby, a little money clip. But wait, it's the Chubb. Yeah, I wasn't too excited about that, replaceable blade and all that stuff. I'm not quite sure how you do that. I think you probably have to take the cap off. I'm not sure. I don't know. One of you guys will know, though. So Chubb, all caps, C-H-U-B, Chavez Handy Utility Blade. So it's got standard replaceable utility knife blade. Button effort medium, 100% reliable. 3 7/16 closed length. I didn't measure the blade. We'll say near mint in box. You could maybe call it like new. They're discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, they had a web retail price of $250. About the same as a Stanley. Anyway, your price for this one, $165. No need to sharpen. The Chavez Chubb. Next up, we got a little run of super fun auto knives from Boker Plus. The first one, you know what's in here, sort of. It is the Boker Plus AK-74 Stubby in S30V. Which, I know there are Stubbies around, but good luck finding one in S30V. Usually they're going to be D2 or AUS-8. Anyway, you got your black coated aluminum handle. You got a right-hand tip-up deep carry clip, which is a really, really good clip. As wonky as it looks, they work great. It's a button lock auto. Your blade is satin finished S30V. 1 15/16, so it should be Cali legal. 2 7/8 inch handle. It's a 3-finger knife. Nice jimping. Pretty usable. Lock up. Rock solid. Centering. Pretty doggone nice. In fact, you might call that perfect. Serial number is 0723. It's near mint in box and unobtainium. Can't find a black S30V stubby anywhere. Your price, $60. All in, shipped, priority mail. Now, let's say these were in stock and you could buy one. Let's say they were, $69. Then you'd have $5 in sales tax and another $7 to $10 in shipping, right? This one, all in, 60. 80 if you'd like it with my edge. The AK-74 Stubby Black and S30V from Boker Plus. Next up, more Boker Plus, more AK-74 Stubby. This is going to be the red handle and black bladed version made in Taiwan. There is your red coated aluminum handle, all black hardware and a black blade. Right hand tip up deep carry clip, button lock auto. There we go. This serial number is 0040 in AUS-8. Blade length 1 15/16. Handle length 2 7/8. Rock solid lockup. Awesome action. And again, perfect centering. Your price for this one, unobtainium in AUS-8 and this colorway, your price, $55 like it is, $75 with an ApostleP edge. The AK-74 Stubby, red and AUS-8 from Boker Plus. Next up, More Boker Plus, more AK-74 stubby. This one is in camo, also made in Taiwan. There we go. Super cool. I mean, super cool. Black hardware, camo handle, black, deep carry right hand tip up pocket clip, button lock auto, 1 15/16 inch blade, serial number 0279, AUS 8 is your blade steel. The handle is 2 7/8, rock solid lockup, but the centering is going to be off a little on this one. It favors the top scale ever so slightly. Condition near mint in box. On Obtainium, your price, $55, like it is, $75 with my edge. All in, shipped priority mail. Next day sharpening is available if you want to go that way. The Boker Plus AK-74 stubby camo and AUS 8. Next up, oh my, you guys know I'm not a huge lover of CPOS knives, Kaiser included, but I don't know what's going on with this box, but it's pretty wild. Is that like an anime thing? I'm not familiar. I don't know. The knife inside the box is a model number KI3634SA3, designed by Jonathan Stiles. It's the Mini Milita. S45 VM blade, titanium and zirconium handle. What could this be? Well, it's just cool, and I don't care who hears me say that. Would you look at that? That is gold anodized titanium. The inlays, secured with screws, are diamond milled zirconium, pocket clip milled titanium, right hand tip up. It is a titanium frame lock with steel insert at about a 315 lockup. Is it a front flipper? Maybe. Sexy little swedged clip point there. You got a triangular hole if you want to open it that way. Let's see. How does that work, by the way? Let's try it. Works pretty well. You have a tumbled DLC blade in S45VN. 2 13/16 is your blade length. 3 7/8 is your handle length. That thing is just beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. Why didn't they put a lefty clip mount on it, for goodness sake? How hard could that have been, really? I'd be in danger of buying it if they did, and we can't have that. Anyway, it is on ball bearings, by the way. Rock solid lockup. Centering is perfect. I'm going to say this is like new in box. Available new for the bargain price of $180 at your favorite Kaiser dealer. This one, $120 like it is, $145 in my edge. The Mini Milita in titanium and zirconium and S45 from Kaiser. Next up, we have one from the Bridgeport Knife Company, or BGPT. All the box says is stonewashed titanium. But we got this little card with a QR code. You could that probably takes you to the Bridgeport website page for this knife. But it also says in English, it's the Bodie liner lock in titanium and 14C28N. Kind of a cool little knife. Everything is acid stonewashed. Very discreet, very doesn't call attention to itself. The pocket clip, which is resting on a little frame protector disc, is milled titanium. It is ambidextrous with a fill tab on the offside. It opens with a flipper. Could you front flip it? Maybe. Let's see. You can. The blade is 3 1/4 inches of acid stonewashed 14C28N. Nice little forward finger choil. The handle length 4 1/4. Looks like you could also open it with that rectangular hole. It is a liner lock knife, and the liner lock, I guess you could almost call that like a subframe lock. It's stainless steel. Locking up thusly. Rock solid. Nice ball bearing pivot. Beautiful action. Perfect centering. We'll call this like new in the box. These are out of stock when last available. They were $145 web retail. Let's go $95 on this one, shipped priority mail. $115 if you'd like it to have my edge on it, and next day sharpening is available. The Bridgeport Bodie liner lock. Next, we have one from Vosteed. You got a box. There's a 10 inside. You know the drill. This is model A1603. It's the Martin with a 154 cm blade in black and a purple aluminum handle. Pretty nice little piece, I would say. Check out the milled texturing. Pocket clip, ambidextrous deep carry tip up. It has a top liner lock. I don't know how similar this is to a Spyderco compression lock, but it appears to be pretty similar. Like a smock. Rides on ball bearings, opens with thumb studs. Drop point blade. 2 15/16 inches in length. The handle's 3 7/8. Rock solid lockup. Beautiful ball bearing action. Blade will be perfectly centered. Near mint to like new, inbox, out of stock new. When they were available, they were $90, $99 web retail. We shall offer this one at $70, shipped priority mail. $90 with an TheApostleP edge, the Martin in purple from Vosteed. Next up, it's Devo time. This one comes in a blue box with no external markings, which is interesting because the knife is completely sterile. It took me a while to figure out what this is, but what it is the premium Pony Scout. So you got an aluminum scaled handle, I believe, with a tumbled black DLC-like finish. Pretty good looking handle. Pocket clip, ambidextrous tip-up deep carry wire. Blade opens with a hole. A harpoon sheep's foot affair. I forgot to wipe the tape goo off that blade. Goodness gracious. Sakes alive. That looks terrible. I'll clean it up before I put it away. So it's obviously not like new. We'll call it near mint in box. 2 7/8 blade in S90V. 3 7/8 handle. How is it in the hand? Pretty doggone nice. It's a stainless steel liner lock. Rides on ball bearings. Nice detent. Lockup, rock solid. Action, beautiful. Centering, perfect. We'll say near mint in box. These are discontinued and out of stock. When last available, they had a web retail price of $125. Let's go $80 on this one. Like it is, $105 for me to sharpen. The S90V blade, the premium Pony Stout from Devo. Next up, we have another Devo knife. Comes in a linen textured black cardboard box. It's the tall boy in 80s camo. Fat carbon. Here is the knife. We have sort of a Doppler mill pattern in the camo carbon. We have purple anodized accents, backspacer, pivot collars, and milled titanium pocket clip. It is a subframe lock, and it is stainless steel. Knife opens with thumb studs and rides on ball bearings. Nice detent. Beautiful modified sheep's foot blade. Bidirectional satin. Your blade steel is S90V. Blade length is 3.5. The handle length is 4.5. There is your lock engagement. It's dead rock solid. Action is beautiful. Centering is perfect. You're going to see a little wear on the end of that pocket clip, but not to worry. You know, if lavender is not your color, check this out. We got stuff. Come on. We have stuff, I promise. Come on out of there. Okay. I have a plain pocket clip. Looks stone-washed titanium. A set of bright pivot collars. Purple thumb studs if you don't like the plain. It's interesting how he's mixed and matched his colors. And a plain backspacer. So I don't think these came, maybe they did, with 2 sets of hardware. This knife does. Anywho, they are discontinued and out of stock. We'll call this near mint in box. When they were last available, they had a web retail price of $199. Let's try $150 on this one. $175 with my edge on the S90 blade. That's the tall boy in 80s camo from Devo. Next up, we got a Civivi. The model number is Charlie 22030G-1. It's the Cubit in purple. Purple, hard anodized aluminum handle scales, button lock mechanism, ambidextrous deep carry tip-up pocket clip. Knife opens with thumb studs and a nice detemp, beautiful little bead blasted spear point blade, or a leaf-shaped blade, you could call it. Blade steel is S35. It's 2 15/16 inches of blade length. 4 3/16 handle length. Lockup, dead rock solid. Ball bearing pivot operates beautifully. Centering is perfect. Condition, I got to call that like new in box. There might be a little pocket lint in there, maybe. But unmarked. So these are available new. Web retail price is $78 plus tax, probably plus postage if it's under $100. This one can be yours. All in, shipped priority mail, $55, 55. $75 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available. The Cubit from Civivi. Next, we have an offering from the Max Ace Knives Company. Here we go. Made in China. This model is the Black Mirror. The model number is MM41-1-Alpha. Here's the problem. It does not have a carbon fiber inlay. So the label is incorrect, but everything else about the knife is correct. I guess it does have a carbon fiber inlay. My bad. It almost looks like raindrop Damascus. I'm not sure what they call that pattern. We have some blue accents, pivot collars, pocket clip, and backspacer. Milled titanium pocket clip, right hand tip up. Knife opens with a hole. There we go. Kind of a upswept sheep's foot or something like that. S90V blade steel. Beautiful tumble polish, by the way. Titanium frame lock, steel lock face insert, locking up at about 35% or so. Rock solid. Beautiful ball bearing action, super smooth. Centering is dead. Condition, we'll call near mint in box. Discontinued, not a stock. When these were last available, they were $148 web retail, but they're gone. This one can be yours. Shipped priority mail, all in 110. 135 with my edge, the Black Mirror from Maxace. Next up, we got one from the Maniago Knife Makers. This is the one with the wrong label. I'm sorry about that. It is an Eclipse. It does have a titanium frame, but it does not have a dark matter black carbon fiber overlay. It's got the tumbled black titanium overlays. Pretty cool. You get the Maxace logo. Good looking knife. Pocket clips, deep carry, right hand tip up. Got a titanium backspacer. It's a ball bearing flipper. It's better than that. There we go. Big belly blade, big belly drop point. In CPM Magna Cut, full flat ground. Let's see, I flipped it. Can you use the hole? Yes, you can. Blade length on the Eclipse is 3 1/4. The handle's 4 1/4. There is your lock engagement, and that titanium does not have a steel insert. Looks like it's very close to 50%. Lockup is rock solid. Ball bearings are super smooth. Centering is perfect. Condition, near mint in box. Available new at your favorite MKM dealer for $280 web retail. We'll offer this one at $175 all in, shipped priority mail. $200 if you'd like it to come with my edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. That's the Eclipse in Magna Cut from the Maniago Knife Makers. Next, we have one that is super fun and super cool. This is a joint venture, a co-brand from Flightanium and Demco. So that's the Flightanium Arcade Shark Lock. Green and yellow. Interesting. So, here's the knife. And you'll notice that this, I don't know, is that a forest green hard anodized aluminum scale set? I think so. And then it's got this yellow G10 inlaid panel. Okay. But it comes with 2 sets of inlay panels. The others are black. If I owned it, I would probably switch to the black. And both of the extras are in this plastic bag. Anyway, pretty cool knife, Shark Lock, made in Taiwan. Nice swedged drop point blade in S35VN. Blade length is 3 3/16. The handle is 4 1/2. Let's see, does the Shark Lock lock up tight? Of course it does. And it rides on ball bearings. Opens with thumb studs. Blade centering completely squared away. Blade length 3 3/16. Handle length 4 1/2. We'll call it near mint in box. This knife currently available for a web retail price of $199. We will offer this one at $140. All in, shipped priority mail, $165. If you'd like it with my edge. That is the Arcade from Flightanium and Demco with the Shark Lock. Pretty cool. Next up, we got a Boker Plus. It is the 01BO326 Quaken Air Mini Titanium in gray. What a super cool gents knife. I love how the Quaken design by Lucas Burnley has the blade completely encased in the handle. You can really see the blade centering. Pocket clip, right hand tip up deep carry. Flipper, rides on ball bearings, bladed in what appears to be a hand-rubbed satin VG10. The blade length is 3 inches. Looks longer than that, doesn't it? The handle's 4 3/16. Stainless steel liner lock, titanium scales, beautifully stonewashed and crowned. Lockup, dead rock solid. Action, you know what it is. Centering, beautiful. Near mint in box. These used to have a web retail of $159. Blade HQ and DLT both have them on sale for $135.11. Now, one of my early birds sent me a link to the Boker Plus website, Boker USA website. And they show them at like $49.95, but they're sold out. So if you actually want one, it would cost you $135.11 at either Blade HQ or DLT. Or you could just pay $75 shipped priority mail, all in, no sales tax for this one. $95 if you'd like my edge. That is the Boker Plus Quiken Air Mini Titanium. Next up, we got an old pair of blue jeans in orange. Kershaw, made in the USA. It is a 1660 OR leak. OR stands for orange. Kind of a burnt orange. Beautiful. Hard anodized aluminum scale set. Pocket clip. Right hand tip up or tip down. It is a speed safe spring assist knife with the safety. I don't know if you can see in there. There's a little black bridge that will cover the end of the blade if the safety's engaged, and then you can't open it. You slide that back, and it's a spring-assisted speed safe. The blade is 3 inches of Sandvik 14C28N. The handle 4 inches in length. Stainless steel liner lock, locking up early but securely, and rock solid. Blade centering on this leak, very close to perfect. Beautiful. Like new in the box. This model currently available for a Kershaw MAP price or web retail of $85. This one, all in, shipped priority mail, $55. $75 with my edge. The leak in orange from Kershaw. Next up, Benchmade 555-S30V Mini Griptilian. What's currently the base model of the mini grip. Beautiful Neural GTX handle scales. Parkerized or black oxide coated Emerson style clip. Axis lock. Stonewashed sheep's foot blade in S30V. Blade length 2 15/16, handle 3 7/8. Axis lock, rides on phosphor bronze. Opens with a hole. Beautiful action. Oh my gosh, Benchmade done screwed up. They got a perfectly centered blade. Lockup's rock solid. It is like new in the box. This model currently available for a web retail price or Benchmade MAP price of $150. Let's go $100 on this one. $120 if you'd like me to sharpen it. That's the mini grip from Benchmade. Next up, we got a Spyderco. It's the knife that was in my pocket yesterday for the heads up video. The Santa Fonte 3 carbon fiber and crew wear. So it does not have an FRN handle with a bug inlaid. It's got carbon fiber scales, a 4-way clip, midlock with the boy dent. I'm going to open this left-handed. Opens beautifully. That blade stock, 75 thousandths. So even with kind of a low saber grind, still nice and skinny and slicey. So these were a distributor exclusive for Almadon LLC. I don't know when they made them, but they didn't last long. This is the first one I've ever seen. Beautiful blade action on the phosphor bronze washers. Centering is doggone perfect. If not, it's awful close. Discontinued and out of stock. When these knives were available, they had a web retail of $262. Recent sold listings on eBay between $178 and $200, all in shipped. We're offering this one at $145 like it is, $165 with my edge. What a beautiful knife. Frank would be pleased. The Centofonte 3 in carbon fiber and crew wear from Spyderco. And that, my friends, will bring us to the last knife in tonight's sale. It's in a ridiculously big box store box. I mean, there's no reason for that knife to take that big of a box. But I guess it's harder to steal at Walmart. I don't know. This is the SOG Altair SR in purple. They call this a GRN handle, glass reinforced nylon. It looks better than that. It's really cool the way they molded that stippling in. Has the XR lock, like an Axis lock. Interesting, there's an extra backspacer in the box. So this one accommodates a tail-mounted tip-up deep carry ambidextrous pocket clip. The other one has a lanyard attachment mechanism. So you choose clip or lanyard, right? The blade is a sexy little clip point coated in what do they call it? Dusk steel coating. It is in cryo-treated 154 cm, 3 3/16 inches long. The handle's 4 1/16, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. I think it rides on bearings. It does. Rock solid lockup. You saw the action. It's beautiful. The centering is very close to perfect, if not perfect. Like new in box. This model currently available. Oh, it's not either. Not in purple. It's out of stock in purple. But if you could buy one in purple, it would be $87 plus tax and postage. This one, $60, all in shipped priority mail, $80 if you'd like it with my edge. That's the Altair XR in purple from SOG. And that, my friends, will bring us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now go get you some deals. I'll talk to you soon.